Hi, this is going to be very different from my normal videos in that I'm showing you some data that you can download from the UK Police, and it's from this website. I have to say I've got no connection with this. I'm just a teacher, so I want to make that clear. If you want to know about the use of the data that you can download, do check the details on the data.police.uk website. Now, the reason I'm posting this is because I think that the data that they've got there is interesting, and I think it could be good for class projects. It could be good for individual student projects at GCSE or A level. So I do like the idea of having real world data, and so I'm going to show you where you can get this data from. And once you've got it, I've put it into I was going to say an Excel spreadsheet. It's not. It's in my Google Drive, but if you had Excel, then you could put it into Excel or Microsoft Access or another relational database, and then you could do lots and lots of stuff. Also, the data that we're going to download comes in a comma separated values file format, so it would be fairly easy to process it using, say, Python. Now let's just have a quick look. I mean, you've got all these categories, okay, so I can imagine some of this being of interest to students. Let's just clear all of those and say if I wanted bicycle theft. At the moment I'm looking at bicycle theft in the metropolitan area in London. Okay, so there we go, loads and loads of thefts. This is just, I believe this is just for December 2019. Okay, so the data set is large. All right, okay. Now I'll show you where I can get this data from. Okay, so you can then try it yourselves. So you go to data.police.uk/data, and then you choose the police force that you're interested in. So whichever one. Let's just take one at random. Let's say Surrey. Should we go for Surrey? And I've got no connection with Surrey. And then you can choose the date range. So December 2019 suits me. Include the crime data. I don't want the outcomes. And then click Generate File. And then we can then do a download. And it's going to download it as a zip file. Let's have a look in there. And okay, so it's not too big a file. I think there was an option for downloading complete data sets, yeah, all forces. I would advise against that because that's going to be a very large file. So let's just open this. Yeah, let's open it in Notepad actually. I think just to see what it looks like. Okay, so these are well, it's comma separated values, so you can see that this first thing is the crime ID, which presumably is that, and then we've got the month is the next one, and then we've got the reported by, and then you've got all of these. These are the column headings. Okay, now it's quite difficult to look at it in CSV format. So if you've been able to download it like that, then I'm going to drag it into my Google Drive just because I don't have Excel on this computer. But I'm sure if you've got Microsoft Excel, it would be better, and import it into Access even better. So there it is, it's imported, and I can now open it as a spreadsheet, not just as a plain text file. And so probably I want to just readjust the width of these columns, so let's just do that. And because I'm in this spreadsheet, not necessarily the same as the spreadsheet that you're using, I just want to just lock this first row. So I think I can do that, view, freeze, first row. So that makes it easier for me. There is a similar thing in Excel. And I think also I can do some filtering. So I go onto data. There's something similar in Excel, and I create a filter. There we go. And then we could then, for example, we could filter by a particular crime type. So let's clear all of them and say go to burglary only and click on OK, and then I'll have all the burglaries. Okay. Now we've also got latitude and longitude. In fact, they've got longitude and latitude. That's a little bit annoying because they put it around that way. What I would recommend doing is dragging that column to the left. So then you have the latitude and longitude, and it makes sense to have it in that order because then you can say let's have one of these burglaries. Okay, And we would then copy that. I'll just do Control-C to copy, and then go to Google Maps and just do a search, and that takes me to the area. Now, I don't think it's going to take us to show us the actual house, so don't worry about that. It doesn't give you that sort of precision of information. If you have a look, because I did have a quick look on the police website, but there is something about anonymization, but it's still interesting to look at if it's in your local area. So other things you might want to do, let's just press escape there. So you might be interested in narrowing it down into a particular area, say, that you live in. Now, to do that, you need to use one of these columns here. Now, an LSOA, had to look this up, it's a lower layer super output area. It's just a geographical area that they use for statistics. And when I looked this up earlier this evening, I found that there were about, well, more than 34,000 of these in England and Wales. Okay, so they're fairly smallish areas. And so if you know the LSOA area that you live in, say, you could look up crime in that area. So if you want to do something like that, and I'll put this link in the video description, and in fact I'll put all the links in the video description. I found this one was quite good because this allowed me to look up the LSOA for a postcode. So in fact that was my old postcode when I lived in London. It was, as a student, a bit of a dodgy area. So get deprivation data, don't worry about that, we want to get the LSOA. So so you type in the postcode and you click that, and then we can download the data. So I'm going to download the CSV, and so that's going to be downloaded into my downloads file. So that's a file I just downloaded, and so that's what I searched for, wasn't it? UB1 2PP, and this one is the LSOA code, and the next one, that one is the LSOA name. Okay, so that's the code. That will do me. So if I'm looking in the metropolitan data file, and I can look in the code. So actually I'm going to get rid of the filter for bike theft. Let's select all. And now LSO code, let's clear those. That gives me the crimes that were reported or investigated. I don't know, you have to have a look at the police data for the exact nature of what they have in this file, but it gives me some crime data for December 2019 in that area.